Hey everyone, Chris here. Thanks for joining me. It's snowing again, finally. Let me lift my chair just a touch. All right, let me stop this looping stream. As you've seen from it, though, I mean, there's some decent punches of snow out there into central Iowa. All right, I am going to jump over here so I can drive, and let me pull up the radar picture here. And first things first, you're going to see the radar pop up, and it's not going to have any of the snowflakes on it or the precipitation type. So I got to get that changed for you. It's definitely a night, that is for sure. All right. Let me get over here to the correct one. Boom. There's a decent pop of snow in here. Two areas I'm watching, and I think this is all going to come together to pin the heaviest amounts up into this vicinity. So we have the main deformation band that kind of is running just like this. And there's another little surge of moisture feeding up into it. So that's leading to some pretty decent snow over the Des Moines Metro right now, up through Marshalltown. And then this deformation band right along Highway 20, it's really starting to come down there as well. Let me save this so I don't have to jump around too much on you. All right, I know you want to see expected snow totals. This is always the most aggravating time for me as well. It just is. Like, you want that big time snow to happen like all at once, and it just takes time, and it's so nerve-wracking to me. I think we're in pretty good shape. I also still continue to think that Des Moines is going to be the battleground between the bigger snow and not so much. So we are casting kind of a wide net at 3 to 7. And I think North Metro is probably going to pull down the most, South probably the least. And kind of, it just depends on where that band ultimately sets up and who sees the most. I'm going to aim the camera down one click here for you. Okay, so I'm constantly going to have the radar looping there into the box above me. 1 second here. I forgot to set it to loop infinitely. So I'm constantly going to have the radar looping there in the box above me. Snow totals, I think there's going to be a big, wide swath running from 5 to 9, especially on a line from about Audubon to Carroll, Ames to Iowa Falls, and over towards Waterloo, New Hampton. So that's going to be the sweet spot, I think. And I like the way this is positioned right now, these totals. And actually, at this point, I'm leaning to maybe add the 10 into the normal ranges. Okay? So there's going to be some decent pops. I see Seven Oaks joining me on my Facebook live stream. Thanks for joining us. Hoping you're picking up some decent snow. Sure looks like it based on the cameras I've been seeing. I should check yours out, too. And see. I'll go ahead and get that lined up. I'm assuming it's okay. You'll let me use that. Yeah, I'll check out some of the images here in a second. Some of the traffic cams, I'll tell you, there is a major pile up over by the Council Bluffs area. Okay. That has closed I-80 at this point. Live webcam. We'll pull it up. Let's do that. Okay. If it comes up, it's still working on it, actually. All right, well, we'll wait and see. Let's go to the road conditions first. Okay. And we'll talk some of the cameras here in a second. Let me get the appropriate one up. Boy, this is running ultra slow. Okay, Now I will get the roads up. Road conditions. First thing that's going to show up is the plows, but I'm going to pull up the incidences because I want to show you this. There we go. So you see those two little closure marks out towards the Omaha Council Bluffs region, and that is certainly snarling travel out there. Travel is not advised on that stretch of I-80 and what is that now, I-880? I think they changed the number on that route a couple of years back. So 2 blockages being noted here, both directions in Council Bluffs and just the eastbound lanes here. That'd be by Shelby on I-80. All right, so we saved that one. I am going to go to some of those cameras. And for the first one, I actually don't have it in my system. So we will go. Actually, it looks like it's cleared up. I'll still take it for you. Looks nasty out there, by the way. There you go. You get a look outside. This is that one near Shelby on I-80. Something's going on there. It's still registering as a blocked in the eastbound lanes of I-80. It's pretty crazy. The snow, the intensity has been really coming down. So this is going to be Minden showing up along I-80. Looks like someone stopped there on the side of the interstate there. Let's keep going east. This is going to be near Atlantic. A lot of folks driving with flashers on. Doesn't look to be quite as intense there, and it's not. This is the rest area at Casey. Let me actually jump out onto the interstate, though, so you can see. So snow compacted into ice on the roads. Let's go closer to Dexter. Not near as much snow there, but watch what happens as you start to get into Des Moines. We have some decent bursts of snow happening right now. This is 3580 at Westtown. We have some good snow bands coming in. Let's check out Hickman. Okay, can't see. We'll go to the second Hickman. There we go. Pretty good snow here. Up to the right corner, getting closer to that. Can't see on that one. Meredith. Can't see. It goes to show you just how sticky that snow is. This is the right corner at Highway 141. Sorry to hear that, Seven Oaks. Your camera went down. Bummer. I was going to show that. But, yeah, it's coming down pretty good in some of the areas in central Iowa. Thanks, Don, for the report. Snowing pretty good in Boone. Hoping for no school tomorrow as a crossing guard. Gage, yeah, I understand you there. We do have the closings, of course, online, and they're always scrolling across the bottom of the screen on Local 5 right now as well. Daughter needs to head north to Ames, from Ames to MSP tomorrow. Well, this is clear by mid-morning. I think mid to late morning will be in much better shape. May not be perfect there, Ann, for you, but it certainly will be on a quick improvement there. Okay, let's go back to the radar picture. So analyzing some things. Yeah, it sure is, Gage. Yeah, looking at it, it's crazy out there. Looking at some things, this is the main deformation band. I'm actually going to draw a circle onto it, kind of right through here. That's the main band that's going to be the most persistent. What I'm going to do here is loop it over the last 3 hours. It's still lifting northwards, but notice this activity back to the west. It's starting its pinwheel action. This means it's not going to be moving all too much further north, and it's going to continue to sit and pinwheel on itself. So we're starting to see the evolution of it trying to set up around Carroll. So maybe a little bit further north of Audubon. And then I think we're going to see this overall eventually begin to hold its pattern up through here as well. Right now, this is all still lifting north, and we have a big plume of moisture coming in here. This is all snow over the metro now. Rain further to the east towards Grinnell, mixed with snow, but it's starting to take over. I think the amounts in southern Iowa are going to be a little bit lackluster. Why don't I show you the reasoning why? If it has a good look. Let me show you the water vapor. Okay, takes a second for the data to load, evidently. There it is. So you can kind of see in the tail end that yellowish color starting to come in. Whoop. That yellowish color starting to come in. That is going to be the signal of that dry air, and it's eroding into southern Iowa a little bit. And this was expected. It's not a surprise to me. But unfortunately, what it's going to do is just put Des Moines right there into the battleground for snow. I don't know if I have this graphic lined up. Let me find it. I don't think I do. Let me pull it in here real quick because I did make a close-up view of snow for the metro. Let me drop that in, and now I can play that for you. And it's conceivable over 60 miles we're going to see a spread from 9 inches to maybe 1. So that's just how tight this band is going to ultimately end up being. And you see a look at the numbers here on the screen. Des Moines, I have you at 3 to 7. I think north side, Ankeny, you know, you're going to be on the higher side of things. South side, Norwalk, less. Indianola, even more less, conceivably as little as an inch. Dorothy asking if it's going to be reasonably safe by 9 a.m. tomorrow, and I'd say yeah. It really should be by then. The snow's out by 6. This is just kind of a warm time of year. It's a warm time of year, so once the sun gets up, it really starts doing wonders, truthfully. So, I think it'll be better for you, Dorothy. All right, we showed road conditions. Why don't I show you the travel forecast, if I can pull that up here real quick. Sorry, friends, manually driving here. Okay. So snow and slush, right? There's going to be a bit of a wind after midnight. It will stir some of the snow about, but it's maybe not going to be quite as much as it would be if, say, if we had a drier consistency snow. There will be some, but it could be worse. Gusts, I think, hit 35 miles per hour as we pass midnight and continue to about daybreak for tomorrow. The snow is going to end fairly early, I think around 6 o'clock. The roads will stay slippery for the commute, but as I was just saying, once the sun does kind of rise up above the horizon, things do get better and get better in a heartbeat. Okay, let's poke around, shall we? Look at some cameras. Let's go up to the Boone area. Okay, it looks like a little lull in the action there. Looks like maybe the worst of the snow is a little bit further to the east. Let's go to Ames. It's not the camera I want. This is the one I want. A university, snow-covered roads. Let's keep going east, shall we? Let's go over to Nevada. There, this is always a fun camera. 19th Street. There's some decent snow. Decent snow out there. Okay, let me get you back to the Max box. Here we go. I had a question if this is going to keep us cold, and the answer is yeah, it will. So we are going to be held back significantly. I think 20s going to be what we're dealing with for the next few days. Those of you who see snow, that's what you're going to be impacted with. Those of you who don't have snow, you'll probably be up into the low 30s. All right, I'll pull you back over. I'm sorry, I don't have that radar loop available on this setup. So let's go through the temperatures. This is going to be Friday in the afternoon from the Euro, which I think might be a touch too cool. High resolution data for tomorrow is pulling us up into the mid-20s. Okay, so my 28 there might be a little bit too warm. So we're trending a little cooler for the next 4 days. Yes, some thunder snow that's been out there. Saylorville, you heard it there, did you, Nicholas? Yeah, there could be a little more, but I especially focus in that thunder snow further east now as we move closer to the transition zone into eastern Iowa. Yeah, Cindy, it was in southern Iowa as well. Certainly was. So we have new data coming in. Let's look at some raw data, shall we? And we're going to go 10-to-1 ratio. This does not take into account any snow that has already fallen. So this is raw from the HRRR, and it shows that emphasis on the heaviest snow, that band correlating nicely to what I mentioned, with the pinwheel action. If you've been watching for a little bit, that pinwheel action, it's starting to come around and settling in closer to the Highway 20 corridor. So this is trying to meander its way a little bit further to the north. Let's go back here. So this is current as of 6 o'clock. This is going to be 10 o'clock. And we're still piling on Highway 20 is where we're going to see the heaviest in this scenario. More of a slow burn after midnight. This is now 3 a.m. And we're starting to see things wrap up in central Iowa. So that's raw data from the HRRR. Let's go to the NAM 3K. It has a tendency to overdo things. This is from 18Z earlier today. So I'll put you to current. This would be current scenario. And it's saying inch and a half rates per hour around the Des Moines area right now. It is a little bit southerly. I think based on current trends, you'd have to pull this further to the north, in my liking, to me to get on board. I don't necessarily disagree with the amounts, though. I just think at this point they're a little bit too far south. Let's check out the Rufus. That's what I call it. Rapid refresh forecasting system, I think is what it is. So yeah, starting to hone in things a little bit further north. Now yesterday, I'll tell you, I started to see more of a signal, and lastly the NBM, started to see more of a signal that we were seeing the system pull south, and that was very sound meteorology, my reasoning for that. So I jumped on that quickly and got that word out there quick. Now, we are starting to see the deformation band swing back a little bit further to the north. We're expecting things to be a little bit more tighter, compact, close to the low, and that's usually more evident with weaker systems, but we've seen the intensity upwards just a little bit. And so that has a tendency to pull that deformation band a little bit wider out, and we're seeing that. You get stronger dynamics, a deeper system, it spins better for layman's terms. So not surprised to see it lift back northwards a little bit in correspondence with this uptick in intensity. Okay. Back to max we go. By the way, there's tornadoes in Indiana and Illinois tonight. Severe weather season is not that far away. Okay, so just analyzing this real time, You do see another little shortwave kicking through the flow here. Norfolk, Columbus, just west of Lincoln. This is going to continue to push eastward, and that should leave, I'm trying to use my hand as if you can see it on the screen. That should leave some staying power to keep this band southwards and encompass especially communities north of Highway 34th north with light snow tonight. We got a few hours yet to go with snow, 10 or so. Southern Iowa, you're not going to be seeing all too much here for tonight. I hate to say it. Maybe just trace amounts. If you're lucky, you're going to catch some of this band coming in from the south. So pulling it in big time north of I-80, I think, is where this is going to end up. Thanks for following, Dorothy. I do appreciate that so very much. It's been fun to be on with you. I appreciate it. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, Local 5, and streaming. We're Iowa Plus. A lot of places you can catch that information, and I do appreciate you jumping on with me for tonight and putting your trust in me and the rest of the Local 5 team. So I think we see our trend here for tonight, and I'll probably make some adjustments to my expectations based on it. That deformation band is going to try to lay up over Highway 20. So that might be a little bit further north than this afternoon's data by 15, 20 miles or so. And it does mean that battle zone certainly in play into the Des Moines area right now. Hey, Joe's here. Come here, Joe. Jump on. Joe is out in the Storm Tracker. What was it like out there?
Less than ideal.
Well, they got to see you. There we go.
There we go. Now I'm in frame. Yeah, less than ideal. So we ended up making it to kind of the outskirts of Story County on I-35. And from there, when we turned around to get back to the station, it took us, it took us almost an hour.
It was rough.
Yeah, road conditions not great. And on the drive back, we ended up seeing 3 different slide-offs. And a lot of people pulled off to the side of the road with their cautions on.
Oh, no. What's this?
Another accident.
Yeah, that's going to be University 163. Oh, let's see. I can take the 65 at University Cam. That's going to be about our only option to see it. Scotch Ridge, Army Post, Vandalia, University. All right, coming up. Well, I mean, that's 65 right now. You can't see, but there was definitely some sort of blockage going on there. Let's see. Let's check the deets on that. My goodness.
Wow.
Oh, that's road construction. Let's turn that off. Okay. 163 westbound in Altoona, or south of Altoona, Pleasant Hill, is closed between Northeast 112th and County Road S25, or S27, my bad, due to a crash. So, pass it along to the newsroom.
Yes.
Might be worthwhile. I can't quite see, but appreciate it. Thanks, Joe, for that. Real time. Yeah, you're saying those big old fat flakes out there, but yeah, you see it. The conditions on the east side of the metro right now. Woof. Not good. Should we jump down? Let's go take a peek in Creston. Not much happening. 65 of Highway 5. You got that snow. You see those flakes sliding by. That's a good one. So that's southeast side of the metro. Go up to Boone. A little quieter at the moment. Let's go to Marshalltown. Snow picking up. This is a still camera. It does not move. This is one of my favorites. East of Nevada. So this is looking on Highway 30 at S27. Ironically, what we were just talking about down in the Altoona area. Let's go west side of Des Moines. 235. Let's go east side of Des Moines, Easton Boulevard. Take it easy out there, my friends. Okay, this has been fun. I hope it gave you a good idea of what to expect tomorrow morning, some lingering effects into the morning, quickly clearing as we go into the afternoon. Late morning even. Once that sun gets up this time of year, it really starts to help clear things up. We will have a decent little breeze and cooler temperatures, so it may not be pristine, but will be better as we go throughout. Starting to see that snow hit the Fort Dodge region right now. It's turning white, my friends. It's turning white. Drive safe. I'm going to jump off the stream and start kicking some stuff together for digital and social media. I'll keep you updated there. Appreciate y'all jumping on with me tonight and trusting the Local 5 weather team for your updates. And stay safe. I'd say just stay in if you don't have to go out, especially if you're along and north of I-80. That's where we're going to find the worst of it. All right, friends, we'll see you catching you all next time. Bye-bye.